Welcome to Good Afternoon Ghana here on Metro TV. Another day to serve Mother Ghana. We're grateful that you have joined us this afternoon and, of course, to have this show from now to 2 p.m. And you definitely need to stay with us. We're live on Facebook and Metro TV Ghana, also DSTV channel 277. You can join us on there. Also on the Multi TV Digibox, we're live on there, and also on radio 94.1 FM. You can listen to the show live on there. My name is Desmond Okreku Dan. So coming up on the show today, of course, we're bringing you the news updates. Harriet Tadi is standing by, but later we'll delve into some issues, including the politics of the New Patriotic Party as they race towards picking who will become the flag bearer for the party in 2028. Today we're focusing on one of the candidates, Kennedy Ohene Ejapong, and there's a group that is massively backing Kennedy Ejapong. Will be speaking to them. They're called For the Masses, and the convener will be joining us in studio. We'll ask a few questions about why they are for Ken Ejapong, and then later we talk about inflation and dollar rates and all that is happening in our business sector. Really, the concern is that the drop in the fuel prices, all the things we're seeing are not corresponding with the prices on the ground. So there are complaints that when you get into the markets, the prices are rather going up instead of the major economic indicators all coming down. But the prices on the market and doing business, all of that isn't changing so much. So we'll get to interrogate that. We'll be speaking to the MP for Segnarigo, and also he's a member of the Finance Committee in Parliament. Honorable Atta Issa will be joining us later for that conversation. So these and many more will be given to you right here on the show. Harriet Tadi is standing by to bring us the news update. Hello, Harriet. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, Desmond.
Yes, I know you're ready for Saturday. I'm not even going to ask that.
I can't wait to eat Nigerian jollof.
Oh, you want to try that?
I really want to try that one.
Okay. Anyway, take us away.
Let's take you through the headlines for the news updates for this afternoon. After months of high-level diplomatic negotiations between Ghana and the U.S., Ghana has been fully exempted from U.S. visa restrictions, according to Minister of Foreign Affairs Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. Then we will go to the Volta regional capital, where the state-owned real estate giant TDC Ghana Limited is launching a major mixed-use development called HO Oxygen City Project. Our presidential affairs correspondent will join us with more. And on Good Afternoon Ghana segment, we will look at why inflation and dollar rates are on the downward trajectory, but prices of goods and services are going up. There's so many more coming up shortly. Now let's go straight to the stories. Now, Ghana has been fully exempted from U.S. visa restrictions, according to Minister of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. The announcement was made on December 17, 2025, after months of high-level diplomatic negotiations between Ghana and the U.S. The exemption means Ghanaians are now eligible for 5-year multiple entry visas and other enhanced consular privileges. This includes B1, B2 visitor visas with a maximum validity of 5 years and F1 student visas with a maximum validity of 4 years. This confirms a healthier and stronger Ghana-US relations. Let's listen to the minister.
Friend, His Excellency Rolf Olsen, who has worked tirelessly with me day and night to make this possible. He is deserving of a round of applause. And Mr. President, His Excellency Rolf Olsen may have to receive citizenship from you after his service here in Ghana, because he is always there when we call on him. He really, really loves Ghana. And we are thankful to him and the team at the U.S. Embassy here. Thankful to President Trump for being a good brother to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And if you doubted the good brotherliness between President Trump and President Mahama, you may have seen last night that in the latest round of U.S. visa restrictions, which hit very closely because almost all our neighbors are now affected, President Trump once again exempted his brother's country. The Republic of Ghana was fully exempted, and we are grateful to President Mahama for leading our foreign policy, which clearly is a mark of dexterity, of experience, of skill, of expertise, and unwavering commitment to our age-old foreign policy of being friends of all and enemies to none.
Now, away from that, let us revisit the historic events that took place at the presidency yesterday in relation to the Boko conflict, where the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II has formally presented the Boko Peace Mediation Report to President John Dramani Mahama. The move is aimed at fostering lasting peace in the troubled township. The December 16 event was a culmination of months of dedicated dialogue and negotiation efforts spearheaded by the Asantehene to resolve the protracted conflict in Boko. Let's listen to the Asantehene.
Boko was mentioned in the proposed terms of settlement of the Nairi as one of the towns that the Mamprisi wanted to be given to the Nairi. Unfortunately, the law as it stands now makes Asigri Aburagu Asoka the lawful chief of Boko, and so it is impossible legally to do any certain in this mediation exercise. On the question of Boko town, I have taken the position that the established tradition since 1931 thereabout is that the person who is Boko Naba has the entire Kusasi area. By law and the declarations of the Supreme Court of Ghana, Asugri Aburagu Azoka is a Boko Naba, and there cannot be any rival residing in Boko claiming otherwise. I have impressed upon my brother the Nairi to accept that recognition by law in appreciation of the enduring brotherhood that has existed between our two kingdoms in order to ensure lasting peace and eliminate the national and international security threats that my brother himself is so concerned about. I have been candid with my brother the Nairi that the purported enskinment of Mr. Seydou Abagari as Boko Naba cannot stand. I believe my brother the Nairi has come to terms with the difficulties that will pose to achieving lasting peace, which he desires. I have, from the inception, restrained both governments from effecting the arrest of Mr. Seydou Abagari out of respect for my brother the Nairi. The final resolution of the Boko matters requires that Mr. Seydou Abagari be recalled to Nalerigu by the Nairi to be reassigned to play another traditional role at the Palace of the Nairi, assisted by the state.
Meanwhile, government will soon announce its position on the mediation report as disclosed by President Mahama. Let's take a listen to exactly what he said after receiving the report.
This conflict is not winnable militarily. No side can vanquish the other. Boko is important to us because it is in the extreme northeast corner of our country. And we all know what is happening just across the border from Boko. In all the national security reports that I receive, there is urgency put on settling and bringing peace to Boko so that we can safeguard our whole northern border from the terrorist armed groups that are operating in our northern neighbor, Burkina Faso. And so the end of this mediation gives us the opportunity to see what the way forward is in terms of bringing peace and calm. Boko has the potential to be one of the most vibrant commercial centers in our country, and indeed it has been a center of trade. And a lot of people in Boko have prospered, whether they are Mamprisis or they are Kusasis. Unfortunately, this conflict has turned the fortunes of Boko. Teachers refuse to be posted there, doctors refuse to be posted there, civil servants are leaving. We're doing national service postings, and we have suspended posting national service men and women to Boko because we cannot guarantee their safety. And so I'm pleased that Otumfuo's mediation has come to an end and that he has presented a report. And I can assure him that government would look at this report, and within the next 24 hours, government will issue a statement.
And the overlord of the Mamprugu traditional area, the Nairi Nabogu Mahami Abdullahi Shariga, has formally rejected a chieftaincy mediation report presented by the Asante Newton for the Osetitu II, describing it as a procedurally flawed and unilaterally imposed document. In a statement dated Wednesday, December 17, 2025, and released by the Mamprugu Traditional Council, the Nairi distanced himself and his people from the report, which contained recommendations on the protracted Boko chieftaincy dispute presented to President John Dramani Mahama a day earlier. The Nairi stated that the so-called report does not reflect his engagements with the mediator and accused the process of abandoning the principles of mediation for adjudication. He outlined multiple reasons for the rejection, main among them being that the mediator, who he said expressly described his role as that of a mediator and not an arbitrator, purported to pass judgment and to prescribe measures for enforcement. He argued this was inconsistent with the nature of mediation. The Nairi also revealed that no formal terms of reference were provided for the process, despite requests for his team. He expressed profound disappointment that the parties were not allowed to comment on or respond to the conclusions before they were presented as a final report. Let us now speak with our Upper East Regional Correspondent, Ibrahim Abode. Ibrahim, good afternoon. If you can hear me.
Yes, good afternoon.
Okay, and how is Boko a day after the mediation committee presented its report to the president?
Well, Boko have been peaceful. Some areas have been in jubilant mood. You see people jubilating, dancing here and there. The whole atmosphere has been peaceful. However, the statement that is emanating that the overlord of the Mamprugu traditional area has rejected yesterday's mediations document seems to pose a little tension in the area. But as we speak, Boko is quite peaceful. I can see people going about their normal activities. Some are still jubilating, and that is from the Kusasi or the Kusau aspect of the factions. They are in a jubilant mood. Some are dancing, and today also happens to be a market day, so business activities, are running very smoothly. So as we speak, there's no any issue in Boko, and there's absolute calm. However, the statement that is coming from the other factions of the issue is what is actually triggering another fear and anxiety among residents as far as Boko is concerned.
Okay, then you're saying that there's virtually calm in Boko, but have you spoken to some of the people to find out what they think about the report?
Yes, I spoke to them, and most of them actually expressed their views, not just the outcome, but they felt this is the end of the hostilities, and this is the beginning of peace in the area. So most women and children said they were happy because the curfew will be taken off, the ban on motor riding will be taken off, the ban on so many other issues or security measures will be lifted. so that economic activities can go on well. Some of them also said, oh, they are happy that it went in favor of their faction, and they think that they are actually victorious. But most of the people who I spoke to actually indicated that it is not about the outcome, but the fact that peace will not prevail in Boko is what they are actually happy about.
Okay. And before you go, generally, do you think that eventually peace will reign in Boko and that they will not go back to the fighting, especially from the Mamprugu king wanting or not accepting the report?
Yes, so peace would have actually prevailed in Boko. However, the rejection from the other faction, we don't know one might not be able to tell the next action they are going to take and whether it will be wholesome for the security situation or not. However, if that had not come, I would have been very confident that yes, peace would have come in and Boko returned to its normalcy. But for now, yes, one can't confidently say this or that. So we look up to whatever unfolds as far as the situation is concerned.
All right. Thank you very much for talking to us. We have been talking to Ibrahim Abodi, who is our correspondent over there. Let's go straight to the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, says menstrual hygiene remains a critical issue as too many girls continue to rely on substandard products. According to her, this aligns with government's commitment to allocate 292.4 million Ghana cedi in the 2026 budget for free sanitary pad, which targets female students across the country. She was speaking during the commission of the sanitary pad production line in Accra.
The Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, was speaking during the commissioning of a new production line by Softcare Company Limited in Accra. According to her, the commissioning demonstrates government resolve to create a stable, business-friendly environment for local enterprises to grow and create jobs. Speaking on free sanitary pad initiative by government, the Vice President revealed that government has allocated some 292.4 million cedis in the 2026 budget to help deter students from using improvised products.
Far too many schoolgirls are forced to use improvised and sometimes substandard materials because sanitary products are unaffordable. This leads to many to miss several days of school each month. To address this, government has allocated 292.4 million Ghana cedis in the 2026 budget to continue distributing free sanitary pads to girls in primary and secondary schools nationwide. To reinforce this intervention and stimulate local industry, the President directed that all sanitary pads procured under this program must be manufactured in Ghana. This addresses the immediate social need while supporting a sustainable domestic manufacturing industry and guaranteeing long-term access to affordable menstrual hygiene products.
The new production line is expected to increase production capacity, strengthen domestic supply, and boost exports under the African Continental Free Trade Area.
And away from that, the president of the Ghana Real Estate Developers Association, Dr. James Orleans Lindsay, has renewed calls for a swift and significant reduction in interest rates, stressing that such a move is crucial for stabilizing the housing sector and stimulating broader economic growth. He was speaking at this year's Grader Awards.
Ghana's growing housing shortage is now pegged at over 2 million units, putting mounting pressure on the government to reconsider how the sector is managed and funded. According to Grader, the challenges brought on by rapid urban expansion call for bold and immediate action, particularly as the administration launches its flagship 24-hour economy initiative. Speaking at the 2025 Grader Award and dinner, presidential advisor on the 24-hour economy, Augustine Gusi-Tano, mentioned the ballooning housing deficit requires more actionable efforts from both government and private sector to address prevailing challenges in the sector.
And we have arrangement with private development finance institutions, private sector investors and participating banks to develop a scheme of financing that will lower costs to between the range of 7 to 12%. Governor announced that his aim during his tenure is to bring retail interest rates to 10% or below. So that opportunity exists for BREDCA to access cheaper financing, long-term patient capital that will grow your business and also allow you to deploy capital to address the housing deficit.
Dr. Lindsay described the high interest rate environment as one of the most pressing obstacles facing developers and prospective homeowners. According to him, the cost of borrowing has pushed construction expenses upward and placed mortgages far out of reach of many Ghanaians.
Interest rate is key. Interest rate is important. Interest rates has to come down even further. Look, we cannot build houses at 28%, at 25%. It's not practical. So yes, government has done well in this space, and government continues to do well, but a lot more has to be done, and I think that all indicators are going the right direction. But if you ask me, has prices come down? Has our material costs come down? No, not yet. But I am certain that the next year would offer, a better opportunities when it comes to our raw materials.
The 2025 Grader Awards in Dinner Night celebrated excellence within the real estate industry, honoring companies and individuals who have demonstrated innovation, quality, and leadership.
Well, let's go to the Volta region, where Ghana state-owned real estate giant TDC Ghana Limited has officially expanded its footprint in the region with the launch of the Whole Oxygen City project, a project major mixed-use development expected to transform urban living and boost economic growth in Ho and its surrounding communities. My colleague Shadrach Odamejari is over there and he's on the line to talk to us. Shadrach, good afternoon, if you can hear us.
Good afternoon, Harriet.
Thank you for joining us. Now, tell us more about the Oxygen City project.
Right, so like you rightly mentioned, government is undertaking the Oxygen City project, and this is a housing project that is designed to contain apartments, townhouses, service plots, commercial spaces, a golf course, and some leisure facilities. And the project is spearheaded by the Tema Development Corporation, TDC, under the Ministry of Works and Housing. And this is majorly expected to ease the housing needs of residents in this catchment area. And when you look at the area is quite close to the whole airport from where it is here. And it looks like it's been strategically positioned. So once this place is done, it is expected to more like boost regional development, that is be like a catalyst for infrastructure development and regional growth, helping attracting businesses, investors, and helping the daily needs of the residents here in the Volta region. It is also to more so create jobs and opportunities for the people. It also is also touted to promote tourism, because one of the things they've mentioned is the leisure part of it, and top of that is the golf course and other recreational facilities that will help with domestic and international tourism. And then it's also going to enhance the quality of life, because we are looking at modern residential and commercial spaces here. And Ho is called the Oxygen City because after some research, it's been touted to have the top or one of the best oxygen in Ghana, I mean, oxygen spaces. So that is why it is also, people have touted it as a best area to have this project. But Harry, this project has also sparked some debate on social media in the past days, because people think or believe it is currently the biggest housing project that is being identified here in the Volta region, and they mostly happy about the initiative because they are looking at the whole job creation, economic growth, bits of the project, and are applauding government over this project. However, some also have expressed concern over the total complete project because people would love to live in such places. However, if we see government starting the project and later on it doesn't see the light of day, then it looks like everybody has been left hanging. And from what I was reading on social media, people will not want us to end up in the Saglame conversation again. So that is one of the major concerns, so that this doesn't become a white elephant. And some also believe this apartment, they are appealing to government for the apartment to contain public units that public servants can really purchase without breaking pocket or breaking the banks, because sometimes we hear them say it's accommodation or housing unit or project for the people, but once it's done, the ordinary Ghanaian is unable to purchase because it looks super expensive. So it should be, people are calling for it to have maybe studio apartments, chamber and hall, self-contained, like what we mostly see in our daily lives, such that it will be easy for the ordinary teacher or the public servant to be able to purchase one, or like someone like you, Harriet. I mean, you are not started life, so you should be able to buy some without breaking the bank. So if you get maybe a simple chamber and hall self-contained, it's
definitely. I'll definitely get one chamber and hall self-contained. But thank you very much for talking to us. Shadrach Odami Ejari is in the Volta region, and he just summed up the Oxygen City project for us. Away from that, Ghanaian energy company Sibel Energy Limited has officially launched oil exploration operations in the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, marking a major milestone with the acquisition of a landmark offshore license. This move extends the company's reach into South America and positions itself as the forefront of African-led energy ventures abroad.
The agreement signed earlier this year in Georgetown saw Sibel's founder and chief executive officer Beatrice Jones-Mensah-Tayu endorse a petroleum sharing agreement (PSA) and petroleum exploration license (PEL) with the government of Guyana. The deal grants Sibel rights to explore shallow water block S7 under Guyana's first ever competitive licensing round. The contract includes a $17 million signing bonus and distinguishes Sibel Energy as both the first African-led operator and the first woman-led energy company to secure an offshore oil block in Guyana's prolific basin. Dr. John Appiah, head of mission for the Commonwealth Enterprise and Investment Council, also lauded the development, describing it as a pivotal moment for African participation in the global energy sector.
What does this mean in practice? It means a Ghanaian energy company like Sibel Energy can enter a globally competitive frontier basin in Guyana with full confidence and credibility, supported by shared common norms of governance, transparency, and mutual respect. It means barriers that might exist elsewhere are diminished, and partnerships are accelerated because of the trust and predictability that the Commonwealth ties foster.
The chief executive officer of Sibel Energy expressed deep appreciation to all stakeholders and highlighted the broader diplomatic and economic significance of the partnership.
It's the beginning of a new collaboration of skill sets, capabilities that we can take to the world front, and continued collaboration between Ghana and Guyana is an initiative that would benefit both countries. So it's a constant injection of capital in order to get to desired results and outcomes, which we're hoping that in the future the desired outcomes would be to make a discovery. And once we make a discovery, then essentially we go into the production phase. Now that the agreement has been signed, the next stage is to begin the exploration process, which would be our geology and geophysics team would have to go in and start, again, doing the first phase of the work.
Looking ahead, Cybele Energy plans to initiate new 3D seismic surveys and expects to drill its first exploration well within 12 months of the PSA's effective date.
Well, that's it for the news update on Good Afternoon Ghana. My name is Harriet Teddy. Desmond.
Thank you very much, Harriet, for bringing us the news updates. And again, on Saturday, 20th December, right on our premises at Northridge in Accra, we'll bring to you the Metro Jollof Festival. And Harriet, I like the jollof with the goat's meat.
Yes.
Do you like that too? I
love it with pork. Yeah.
Branch house, yeah. Okay. That should be nice, though. I'll definitely try that on Saturday. Harry, thank you very much for bringing us the updates. You're still watching Good Afternoon Ghana here on Metro TV. My name is Desmond Okrekuda. So we're taking a break. We're back as we get into the stories for today. Stay with us.
I'm a brand manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Oh, Jose, and I made the SMS. Can any pan, Nasana, Michiana, what me? A drain I didn't quano, Kingdom Garlic Bitters. No, Mom benefiting. Me benefiting wine. Also, got told dear.
Abrewa, this mama, Abrente, Mishuve. One antique crown our bread. No Kingdom Garlic Bitters, and any capsules, Nanya, what ya bribia.
Kingdom Garlic Bitters, and the capsules.
Assembly,
a devil when Amawani I'd say. Send your name, wife, complain one personal. Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules, and tea. Say, see, I'm password.
Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules. A many Chianya some dear befi, Abribia. Obebia o de poor how no. Edro bakupa wihiane tremendous capsules. Tremendous capsules. Esiesie uma uye obesima. Edro yi ubenya bi obebi ayeton robia. Kingdom Herbal. No challenger.
So I'm guessing this isn't your house?
No. Will I move out when everything I need is in this house?
Interesting. Fix your exit, Bruno. You are too sloppy. Daddy's mechanic is coming for the car, unless that's the problem too.
I am tired of having to beg my wife to come back home. I'm tired.
Hello? Hello, Auntie Abena. You won't believe what just happened. Grandma received her 4 TVs. 4 TVs? Yes, 4. Okay, I'm coming.
It's
like a scandal now. You are using it to spread grandma like that.
Spread grandma?
4 TVs, 2 fridges, microwave. Abba, Kojo, why? Do you want to open an electrical shop for her?
Hey, no. It's a regular 100 cedis I send her.
I'm sure it's Uncle Atu.
Let's call him.
Atu? Why? Atu? Why are you spreading a grandma with appliances?
Me? Spread who? When? How? Please, oh, it could be Amma.
Let's call Amma.
Let me call her.
Hello?
Amma, why?
What are you saying?
Appliances for grandma, no. Why?
Hey, it's not me, oh.
Assembly, critical.
Let's call grandma.
Let's call grandma.
Hello?
Hey, grandma. So who is buying all those stuff for you?
Call me Granny Cash. Grandma know the joke, the luckiest.
If they do me 5 hours per here. When I buy ticket 100 cedis, I pay them small or big. I automatically get my free gift.
Hey, sir! Yes, so with the luckiest, anytime you buy tickets up to 100 cedis, whether small or at once, you are guaranteed to win a free gift. TV sets, fridges, hampers, airtime, cash. Remember to dial *712#, choose option 4 and follow the prompt. With the luckiest, everybody wins. Even Granny Cash.
Metro TV presents the Jollof Festival. Get ready for non-stop entertainment, vibrant vendor booths, and yes, free food for everyone. We're calling on all vendors, cooks, and food lovers from every corner in Accra to Metro TV. Step into the spotlight for a blazing friendly Jollof Showdown. 5 embassies, 5 flavors, 1 crown. Who takes the Jollof crown? Ghana, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, and Sierra Leone represented. All you need to do is to make your way to the premises of Metro TV, Dr. Isa Street, Northridge, Accra on Saturday, 20th December 2025 for free jollof. It is totally free and open to the public. Guys, you don't want to miss out on the best jollof of the day. The Jollof Festival. Don't miss the heat.
Bonjour, c'est ABC from Sénégal. Je représenterai le Sénégal au festival Jollof Festival qui sera le 20 décembre 2025 au Metro TV. Donc j'invite tous les francophones, tous les Sénégalais, tous les francophones de venir manger. I will be at the Ghana Jollof Festival, who will be at 20th December. So I'm inviting all the francophones, all the Senegalese to come and eat and enjoy Ghana food as well as Senegal dishes.
Right, welcome back from the break. You're still watching Good Afternoon Ghana here on Metro TV. I am Desmond Okrekodan, so we're live on Facebook at Metro TV Ghana, and you can also join us on DSTV channel 277. We're live on there, and also we are live on the multi-TV Digibox. Very important that you join us live there. And if you're thinking of, oh, you're leaving the home and you wouldn't be able to continue with the show, well, 94.1 FM, we are live on there also, so you can definitely join us on the. We're getting into our first conversation for the afternoon, and it's about the presidential race for the flag bearer in the New Patriotic Party. Now, a lot has been going on in the past months. You know, the candidates have been, embarking on campaign and all of that. Well, all is set for that particular process on the 31st of January 2026, and today we'll be engaging a group that is pro-Ken Agyapong. They are saying that Kennedy Agyapong is the right person to lead the party and then eventually win power for the NPP in 2028. And they've joined me in studio, and I'm going to speak to the convener for the group, which is For the Masses. That is the name of the group, For the Masses. And Philip Berbry Quay is the convener for the group. Will engage him, and you can definitely send in your questions on our socials and let us know what you think of our conversations here on the program. Philip, welcome to Good Afternoon Ghana. Good to have you.
Thank you very much, my brother. It's good to be here.
Yes, a lot has been going on in the NPP regarding the flag bearership race. So far, from your perspective, how has it been looking at all the candidates and how they're campaigning and some of the other concerns that people have raised in terms of, people speaking ill about other candidates, and even before we get into the group For the Masses? your thoughts on the campaign so far, the whole process.
Well, very good afternoon to your cherished viewers and listeners, and then let me also say a very good afternoon to the members of the Group for the Masses, and a very good afternoon to the members of the NPP fraternity, especially the former Vice President, and a very big good afternoon to the man of the moment, the Honorable Kennedy Ohene Agyapong Akompreko, and his beautiful wife, Madam Christiana Agyapong. Well, I believe yes, a lot has been going on, and it is so. The season is ripe for that, so it is nothing new at all. But I think that, well, all the candidates that have been cleared to contest are good. They are doing well with their campaigns, but in politics, a lot happens. So when you have people saying certain things, I'm sure it is to make their case seem better. But of course, in the eyes of the delegates in this case, and of course, the Ghanaian people, there will always be one person that stands out.
Yeah, that has to lead. And for you, the Group for the Masses, the person that you are saying that needs to win the primaries and then lead the party and capture power for the NPP in 2028 is Kennedy Ohene Agyapong.
No doubt at all.
First off, how did this group come about? Is it an NPP group, or was it just created to promote the candidacy of Kennedy Agyapong?
Well, so for the Masses, is a group comprising young men and women, youthful young men and women of different backgrounds. Some are lawyers, some are politicians, some are entrepreneurs, businessmen. We have traders, some are in the academics. I mean, a whole lot.
Okay.
Of course, we are also people from different political ideologies, and then our interest is to advocate for the youth, the average Ghanaian. Of course, for this particular elections of the NPP, well, I must say, for the record, sitting here, I'm an NPP person.
Right.
A strong NPP person, full-blood NPP person.
Okay.
Of course, there are members of the group who have different political ideologies, but we believe that at the moment in the life of in the history of this country, I mean, at this moment, we believe that everybody must put their political ideologies aside and push the Ken agenda. It is a national agenda.
So the political ideologies you're talking about, is it that within the NPP, or what exactly? Because then I want to understand, because is it that there are people who are in the group who are from other parties, and then how then is the group supporting Kennedy Agyapong at this moment?
Okay, so like I said, there are members of the group who at every point in time look at the message of candidates.
Okay, candidates of which party?
Any party.
Any party.
Yes, of course, once it resonates well with the group's ideas of advocating for the youth, championing the cause of the average Ghanaian, of course.
Right.
The group will take a decision that, look, at this moment we think this person is doing well, and for the interest of the Ghanaian people, let us support this person. But of course, in there, of course, when we said we have, because I said, like, for me, I'm an NPP, I'll try to advocate that, oh, this person is doing well, let's go with this. But the point is, the group's interest always comes out supreme.
Okay. So how did you then come about the decision to support Ken Agyapong?
Okay. So the group feels that, you see, there are times and seasons. And the group met, we decided that, look, at this point in this country, what does the people, or what do the people need? What does the country need? And who is speaking the language that the people want to hear, or who is championing the cause that seeks to fight for the interest of the ordinary Ghanaian? Like I said earlier, that is what the group fights for. We advocate for average Ghanaian people of all backgrounds. And so we feel that, yes, Kennedy Ohene Agyapong is the one. You see, he is not the ideal politician. but he is a man of the people. And in this case, we feel that, look, let us all put politics aside and let us look at who is really speaking the words that the people want to hear.
You think Kennedy Agyapong is doing that?
Absolutely.
All the other four candidates, when it's time for the elections, you're saying that the people resonate with what Kennedy Agyapong is saying than all the other candidates, including the former flag bearer of the party?
Very well. Look, let me say that. All the candidates that are contesting to become flag bearers of the New Patriotic Party and subsequently become president if elected are all fine candidates. In fact, let me put on record that the former vice president, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, is a very fine gentleman, a very brilliant man. But you see, like I said earlier, there are times and seasons. Let me also say, I've listened to Dr. Brian Champong, very fine gentleman, speaks so well. I've had the opportunity to even meet the Honorable Edu Chum, very fine gentleman, speaks so well, has ideas. Like I said, the time and the season in which we are, Ken is the one.
What is he saying that is different from all the other candidates? That's why you want him to be voted for.
We are at a point in a country where the masses, the average Ghanaians, they are crying for jobs. They are crying for employment. Look, let me put this across. In the Bible, there was a time God chose Saul for a cause. You ask yourself, at that time, considering the background of Saul, was he the one? But the Lord refined him to Paul and used him for a cause. And today, we all mention that cause. That is Kennedy Agyapong. Yes, you won't get him as your ideal politician, but look at the structure.
Where ideal, what do you mean that he's not the ideal?
The one who presents himself as a quiet, a gentleman, someone who does not speak some way. I mean, the perceived politician, the perceived way a politician has to be, or a leader has to be. That is not what the nation is looking for at the moment. In the past, we have elected people with certain personalities. And this is where we are as a country. The moment demands that we elect people, one, of course, who are principled. And you can't tell me Kennedy Agyapong is not principled. A man that over the years has shown that he always stands by his principles. To the extent that, look, you go out there, the things he has said from 12 years ago are the same things he's saying. He doesn't change, he doesn't run away from the things he does. That is a bold man, a man with principle.
And that's where the question or the concerns about some of his utterances and some of the portrayal of his character is one that some say is not befitting of someone who's supposed to lead a party like the NPP.
Well, and you see, my brother, when we say, I've heard people say that, they say he doesn't have good morals, but look, it goes back to his principle. Someone who stands by his principle, who is principled enough, right, to have apologized to the current president about certain things he said about him. You think that man doesn't have morals? Someone who has, you see, there was a case that was put on him. People said, oh, he was accused of murder and all that. He stood his ground, spoke his mind, said he defended himself because he felt he was innocent. If somebody is being accused of murder, and the person is defending himself with every arsenal he's got, and you think because of that he doesn't have morals, then I don't know who has morals in this country. Because nobody would sit down for people to accuse them of murder, my brother. To be accused of murder in this country, or accused of murder, and the person is defending himself with everything he's got, and you say he hasn't got morals, In any case, look at the issue that has recently come up in the news. One of the mothers of his children saying that because of his principles, he will not appoint her to an extent when he wins, and so she's not going to campaign for my brother.
Did that statement shake you?
Not at all. As a group, we felt it was the icing on the cake for us. We have been preaching about Kennedy Agyapong's principles, for which makes him morally right. A man that is principled enough to the extent that even the mother of his children believes that or knows that because of his principles, he will not appoint her in his government if he wins. You are telling me that that man doesn't have morals? It is neither here nor there. And in any case, where, I have not read it yet, but where in the Constitution of Ghana is it written that to become a president, somebody should have these, in quote, morals? People who say, and I'm an NPP.
It may not be written, but it comes with a job.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. A man that is principled enough not to appoint the mother of his children into a position doesn't have morals.
Okay.
And in any case, as I was saying this, you see, it hurts me when it comes from people who are in the NPP. Reason is that the NPP, in its wisdom, set up a vetting committee. The vetting committee has cleared all these people to contest. You think they didn't take into consideration all of these? Or you are trying to say that the NPP's leadership that constituted the vetting committee, that passed the Honorable Kennedy Agyapong to contest, they didn't think that when he wins, he's going to lead the party in the general election to become president. And so are you saying they are not? I mean, I don't know what
it's a democratic process, so definitely it's going to get to that. But even on his campaign, as it started, there have been concerns about some of the utterances. You're talking about the NPP and some of the cracks in there. Some believe that he is one of the people with his speeches and his actions is deepening the cracks in the party.
My brother, everything that the Honorable Kennedy Agyapong has said, especially those that were said on air, was in defense to the NPP party or his personality, in this case, when he's been accused of something he feels he hasn't done. And for us as a group, we would stand with him when it comes to that case to defend himself any day. When you are being accused of something you know you haven't done, and because of that, people feel that, when you say it this way, it's going to portray some sort of stance that people would not like as. My brother, okay, the people that spoke in certain ways, where did it lead us to? Where did it lead us to? Kennedy is principled enough to always stand by what he said. Even recently, I think yesterday or the day before, he was interviewed, and he says there is nothing that he regrets about doing or saying in the past. Why would he say that? And yes, that is a man with principles. You know why? Because, yes, when you have principles, you don't regret the things you say.
Even if it is a bad principle. In quote.
No, but in this case, none of his principles are bad. Somebody who has consistently fought for the party, somebody who has for so many years supported the party with his finances, with all resources that he has, somebody who has gone on air countless times to defend the party, and somebody when at a point when the party needed to put together groups that would defend the ballot, he was the one who came out to do that.
Have you met him yet?
Of course. As a group, we have met him. Yes. I mean, you see, when the group took the decision that we believe this man is the one speaking or whose principles goes with the ideologies or the ideas of the group, we met him. We told him that this is who we are, and we feel he is speaking in a way that resonates well with the group and the ideas of the group. So we want to hear from him personally.
Okay.
My brother, he did.
You've talked about his campaign message, really, which is hinging on jobs, employment, and changing the face of the No Patriotic Party. But as you met him, as a group that he knows that you are campaigning for him in that sense, or you are pro him as he bids for this particular position, what did he say to you? What was his demeanor, as you met him?
Well, you see, when you meet him, you would even love him the more. He's so passionate.
You think there's a misconception about him?
There is. There is. And because he will not change who he is just to suit some people's thoughts or whatever, you may, on the face of the screen, you may think, oh, this man is so, but when you meet him in private, the things he speaks about, he's so passionate about them. We met him, he told us that, look, all he wants to see is a Ghana where unemployment rate is at its barest minimum. He wants every youth to get a job. He tells you that, look, all of these insecurities that you have, young men and women engaging in cyber crimes, young men and women engaging in galamsey, young men and women doing all sort of things on the media today, just because they want to feed. He is not happy, and he believes that when there are jobs for the people to do, all of these things is going to reduce, or it's even going to be eliminated. And when the way he speaks, you look at him, this is a man who would do what he's saying. And in any case, hadn't he shown beyond reasonable doubt that he can provide jobs for the people? One man.
He's shown that?
Exactly.
I'm asking you, he's shown that?
Of course he has. Even beyond. Look, one man, as an individual, look at the number of jobs he has created. His steel plant, his cold stores. You know what? There are other things he's doing. He has not even brought it to the line.
But when it comes to that, then every other candidate definitely would be able to say that, you know what, I've done this. And I can mention some for some of the other candidates that you know. And when it comes to job creation, what they've been doing in that field.
When you have created a job, you see, anybody can create a job. Right? There are people who are serial job creators, who are serial entrepreneurs, who are serial businessmen. Those people, when they hit the road and they are creating jobs, don't go there. Yes, when I am also a businessman. Yes, I have some businesses. There are people working. Of course, there are a lot of people in our group who are businessmen, who are entrepreneurs. At the end of the month, they pay people. But you see, when we put them, all of the aspirants, on a scale, yes, let us agree that at the moment in the life of Ghana, we need somebody who create jobs for the people. Let's put all the people that are contesting on a scale. Who will do it better? Or who has exhibited that he can do it better? You and I know. It is him, no doubt.
Right. If you just tuned in, we were speaking to Philip Bebrikwe. He's convener for the Masses. It's a group that is okaying or pushing for the election of Kennedy Ohene Agyapong as the flag bearer for the No Patriotic Party as they gear for the 31st January 2026 election or primaries. And he's been telling us why Kennedy Agyapong is the right man for the role in there. And I've got a few questions to ask him, and then we wrap up on this conversation. Definitely, the 2028 election is going to be an interesting one because the NDC would have to put up a new face. And looking at the fact that the NPP, having Dr. Bawumia, who has been there before, he's done that, would that not give him upper hand? Because there's a new face. Now, if Kennedy Agyapong wins, it's going to be a new face versus a new face. How is that going to play out?
Well, you see, Kennedy Ohene Agyapong is not a new person to the screens in Ghana here.
Right.
Now
I'm talking about a new face in terms of...
I'm going there.
Okay.
We have gone around.
Okay.
As a group. We have visited a lot of constituencies. We have spoken, like I said, we have lots of our members who are also delegates of the NPP.
Okay.
We have spoken to them. We have asked them to campaign for it, and they are doing that. You see, when you go down there, the people are telling the NPP delegates that, look, bring Kennedy Ohene Agyapong, and we will give you a president. So you see, it is not about who is favorite or who has contested before and is a favorite or who. Look, for all of them, and that's my personal opinion.
Okay.
I even think that Kennedy Japan is more popular than all of them. When Kennedy Japan started speaking, when Kennedy Japan started advocating for the youth, for the average Ghanaian, all of these candidates, where were they? So it's not an issue of somebody who has contested before. And yes, you see, like I said earlier, the former vice president, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has a lot of advantages. But at this point in Ghana, if the NPP presents him as the one to lead the party, the average Ghanaian down there would not buy him. Okay. That is what we have gone down there to hear. And that is why we are here today advocating that the NPP delegates should do themselves more good and do the party more good by bringing Honorable Kennedy Ohinejapon, because the people says when you bring him, we would give you president.
Okay. So 31st January, the election, the primaries would happen. If he does not win, are you going to support any candidate who becomes the flag bearer?
Of course, that one, there is no doubt about that. But you see, I can sit here and bet with you that Kennedy Ohinejapon would win and would become the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party. So there would not even be in case in this issue. We have gone down there. We have listened to the people. We know what the people are saying. We have heard what the people are saying. 31st is just around the corner. We would come back here and you would give me a handshake for a job well done. That one I can assure you. So we will not come to
we'll wait for
at
that.
all.
We will wait for that in February next year. So what have you planned, as you continue with this campaign for Kennedy Japan for next year's primaries?
Well, so for about 3 or 4 months now, we have been on the ground campaigning. Of course, in most constituencies, we have a lot of our people who are on the ground working, trying to speak to delegates to vote for him. But at the moment, the leadership is also jumping onto the screens to speak to the Ghanaian people. Look, one beautiful thing is that when we went down there, we heard the average Ghanaian, the people saying that, who are not delegates actually, they were saying that, look, when you go, tell the NPP delegates that if they make a mistake and they don't bring Kennedy Ohinejapon for about 8 to 12 years, we won't mind them.
That's what they're saying.
That is what they are saying. The average Ghanaian is ready to vote for a different candidate. For a different party. If the NPP refuses to bring Kennedy Ohinejapon, it's quite sad. Like, look at the vice president, the former vice president, a very fine gentleman whom I have so much respect for. But I'm sorry, the interest of the New Patriotic Party and the interest of the Ghanaian people supersedes his interest or his ambition or the ambitions of those that are supporting him. Nobody hates him, that one for a fact. Nobody hates the former vice president or Dr. Brian Champon or Dr. Duchum or the others. But we feel that at this time, we are going to use all our resources, all our time included, to campaign for Kennedy Japan on the screens, on the social media, at the constituency levels, at the polling station levels, at the marketplaces, because what we have realized is that the Ghanaian people now are having influence on the delegates. Because you are going to bring somebody, we are telling, I'm not going to vote. I'm telling you that, my friend, if you bring this person, I'll vote for your person. But if you don't bring this one, I won't vote. So we are speaking to them too. When the market women go to their homes, when the farmers leave the farms and go to their homes, or when they go to the farms and they meet their workers who are delegates, they should tell them that this is what they are saying. They should go and vote for Kennedy, and then they would vote for them. Simplicity.
Right. So 3 attributes of Kennedy Japan.
He has already said it. PhD. PhD.
Okay. Which is?
Patriotism honesty, discipline.
Okay.
Yes, that is what he stands for. He's patriotic. Everybody knows. It's somebody who can even his own party, right? Somebody who would on any day criticize his own party when they are going wrong. That is somebody who is patriotic.
Okay.
Yes. And he's honest, of course.
He's honest.
Very honest. In this country, everybody knows Kennedy Agyapong to be honest. You say it as it is. He won't mince words. And he's disciplined, very disciplined. Somebody the mother of his children have come out clearly to say that if he wins, he won't give me appointment to say. He doesn't want to joke with the administration that the Ghanaian people, the power the Ghanaian people are going to give to him.
Okay.
He wants to help Ghana.
Okay.
That is his focus. So attributes, I'll say PhD, as he has always said. Patriotism, honesty, discipline.
Okay. Right, so Philip.
Oh, I might add one.
You want to add another one?
Serial job creator. That's it. He's a serial job creator.
Okay. Right. So Philip Berikwe is the convener for the masses, a pro-Ken Agyapong group, and they are saying that he is the right man to lead the NPP into the 2028 elections, and it's quite an interesting conversation we're having here. So join us on Facebook, Metro TV Ghana, on DSTV channel 277. You can also join us on there, and also you can listen to us on 94.1 FM. He's on a campaign tour. A few days ago, I saw him in one of the areas, and really looking at him, I believe the NPP, for now, of course, after the loss from the 2026 elections, there have been talks about the unity in the party. Do you think Kennedy Agyapong, when he wins, is that person who will be able to, the 2024 election, I beg your pardon, will he be that person to draw everybody together to unite the NPP ahead of 2028?
Supposed to be able to do that. And so, whatever it takes, he will do that. Now look at this. In his first bid to become flag bearer, there were a lot of people who were not on his side. Now, there were people who spoke ill against him. There were people who did a whole lot of things to him or against him. People he has supported in the past. People he has fed before, people he has lifted by the grace of God to certain places. But today, what did he say? He didn't say anything. Today, he has been able, with some of his utterances, try to pull all of them together. Look,
okay.
It doesn't matter, whatever.
Okay, Philip, sorry, I need to cut in. Please, the number on the screen is for messages. Kindly send your messages. Do not call the number. So you can do that. Share with us your thoughts on this particular conversation that we know a lot of calls are actually coming through, but please do not call. Make sure that you just send a message and I'll read that message out loud for the hearing of everybody. So please do not call. I understand the phone line is buzzing already, but please don't call. Just send in a message and I'll be reading that on the show. Philip, sorry, you can go on now. Yeah. So you are talking about whether he can unite the party or not.
For all of these people that did all these things to him, he said, no, he doesn't mind. Probably the time was not right for him. So he understands. After the election, when he lost, he came out, went around constituencies, campaigned for the former vice president, who then was the leader of the party, the flag bearer. He did that. He supported with his resources. Recently, he has said, I'm not the one to say again, he has said a whole lot of things he did. Most of the constituencies he went to, he gave parliamentary candidates. Some of them who did not even support him, he supported their bid. And so it's a matter of, you see, this one is a matter of principle. The delegates will decide, and whoever, when they decide Japan, of course, because of how he has comported himself, even in this campaign. I mean, you attest to the fact that, yes, I mean, it's not as if people have advised him not to do this, but he has grown to become a more refined man. That's like how God refined Saul to become Paul and used him. God has refined him so well. Now when he speaks, and he feels that, oh, these days, you see, one thing is that every situation demands a certain approach.
Yeah.
And so now he has understood that very well. Even though it has not changed his principle that much, but he has toned down on certain things, and he's still doing what he's doing. So when he wins, of course,
he'll be able to draw. He'll be able to draw in,
especially when he is going to win resoundingly. He's going to win huge. Everybody will understand that. Look, it is the delegates that have given him the mandate. So let us all come together. Just like when he lost. Even this one, you don't even need Kennedy to try to bring people together. When he lost, he came to work. So whoever loses must go and work. I contested parliamentary primaries in my constituency. When I lost, nobody called me to come and work. I went to work because it is the party's interest first. So whoever loses, it's not even about Kennedy trying to unite everybody. No, once the delegates have chosen him, it is onto the party leadership, and the leadership at the constituency level, regional level, polling station, electoral area level, to try to start the unity process.
Right.
And he will hold it at the top.
Okay.
And then move the people.
So Philip believes that Kennedy Japan is the man for the NPP, and he will unite the party and lead the party to victory in 2028. Philip Bebrikwe is the convener for the masses. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Any quick words you want to wrap up with before we go?
Well, thank you very much. And let me say that for the masses, all members of the group for the masses, we appreciate the work that everybody is doing in their constituency, in their region, wherever they find themselves. We are encouraging them to push harder. 31st is just around the corner. Once we have all agreed that this is the man who serves the interests of the Ghanaian people and the interests of the group, do not lay low, do not relent on your effort. Go harder, push, do more than you have even done before, and the victory would soon be seen.
Right. Thank you very much, Philip. This one says Ken has no chance. He is not prepared to lead. The most prepared candidate is Dr. Bawumia. I know this is going to keep going on, but anyway, there's a breaking news that I've got to share with you coming in from the presidency before we continue with the rest of the conversation. Now, it says that Government of Ghana official statement on the Boko conflict mediation report, and I'm going to read that. It says that the government of the Republic of Ghana has received, carefully reviewed and deliberated upon the Boko conflict mediation reports presented by His Majesty Otumfuo Osei the Second Asantehene on 16th December 2025, in keeping with its unwavering commitment to peace, constitutional order, the rule of law, and national cohesion. The government hereby formally states its position on the findings and recommendations of the mediation report as follows. Endorsement of the mediation report and its recommendations. 1. The government fully endorses and accepts all the findings and recommendations contained in the mediation report. The report constitutes a comprehensive, fact-based and forward-looking roadmap aimed exclusively at achieving lasting peace, reconciliation and stability in Boko and its surrounding areas. It is not intended to apportion blame or confer victory on any party. 2, in particular, the government affirms the unequivocal position of the law as consistently upheld by the Supreme Court of Ghana that Naba Asigri Abugrago Azoka II is the lawful Boko Naba, and that no individual or group is permitted under any circumstances to contest the authority or legitimacy. Again, government accepts the recommendation that Alhaji Seidu Abagre, who was installed as rival claimant to the Boko chieftaincy, be recalled to Narerigu by the overlord of Mamprugu, the Nayere, to assume an alternative traditional role with the necessary facilitation and support of the state. For pursuant to this recommendation by His Majesty, the government will immediately facilitate the safe movement of Alhaji Seidu Abagre to Narerigu, where he shall remain available to receive the directive of the Nayere. 5. Government further respectfully requests that His Majesty Otunfo Seidu II to continue to lend his distinguished leadership and moral authority to subsequent reconciliation efforts aimed at fostering enduring peace and harmonious coexistence between Mamprusi and Kusasi communities. Government acknowledges, socio-economic recovery and development of Boko. Government acknowledges that the protracted conflict has resulted in grave human, social, and economic losses, significantly undermining livelihoods, social cohesion, and development prospects in Boko and its environs. Insecurity over the years has severely constrained public and private investment and stalled critical infrastructure development. In response, His Excellency President John Mahama has directed the Minister for Finance to establish a 1 billion Ghana cedi Boko Revitalization Fund. 1 billion cedi Boko Revitalization Fund. The fund, which shall be disbursed over a 3-year period between 2026 and 2028, will be dedicated to the reconstruction and development of priority infrastructure, including roads, healthcare, education, dam and irrigation facilities for all year-round agriculture, security installations, and economic and commercial facilities to restore Boko to its historic position as a significant economic and trading hub in northern Ghana. The fund shall be managed by a high-level committee chaired by the Minister for Finance, Honorable Kesio Atuforsen, who also serves as Acting Minister of Defense. And it continues calling for national support and reconciliation. So that is the statement from the government on the mediation report presented by His Majesty Otunfo Seidu II yesterday at the Jubilee House. And this statement is signed by Felix Kwachio Fosu, who is spokesperson to the President and the Minister for Government Communications. I'm sure a lot will come up from this statement as the day goes on, and we'll bring that to you subsequently. So we're taking a break now. When we come back, we're talking about the economy and the indicators that includes the depreciation. I beg your pardon, the inflation coming down to a single digit, and also the cedi performing well against the major trading currencies. But on the markets, some Ghanaians are not exactly feeling that on the market. We'll get to interrogate that as we speak to Honorable Atta Issa, who is on Parliament Select Committee on that is Finance Committee in Parliament. We'll speak to him in a bit. So stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
Hello? Hello, Auntie Abena. You won't believe what just happened. Grandma received her 4 TV. 4 TVs? Yes, 4.
Okay, I'm coming. It's like a scandal now. You are using it to spread grandma like that.
Spread grandma?
4 TVs, 2 fridges, microwave. Abba, Kojo, why? Do you want to open an electrical shop for her?
Hey, no! It's a regular 100 cedis I send her.
I'm sure it's Uncle Atu.
Let's call him.
Atu? Why? Atu? Why are you spreading a grandma with appliances? Why?
Me? Spread who? When? How? Please, it could be Amma.
Let's call Amma.
Let me call her.
Hello?
Amma, why?
What are you saying?
Appliances for grandma, no. Why?
Hey, it's not me, oh.
Assembly, critical.
Let's call grandma.
Let's call grandma.
Hello?
Hey, grandma. So who is buying all those stuff for you?
Call me Granny Cash. Grandma know the joke, the luckiest. If they do me 5 and 5 here.
When I buy ticket 100 cedis, I pay them small or big. I automatically get my free gift.
Hey, sir! Yes, so with the luckiest, anytime you buy tickets up to 100 cedis, whether small or at once, you are guaranteed to win a free gift. TV sets, fridges, hampers, airtime, cash. Remember to dial *712#, choose option 4 and follow the prompt. With the luckiest, everybody wins. Even Ghana cash.
Catch him. I didn't know when this assassin.
But say if one the home for Sonia Emperor in fear.
Ah, na won him. And any time na in fear.
Asemi to me a man and your person who bet to me cool. Mr. Debbie.
Bronyei, Kato Sagre Limited, bro, the more de, the more ham, na mwetimi dinu anijimu, ewo ufie, ene wunyumem, ewon kran ha, Kumase, Cape Coast, ene takrade. Ye packages ahodo ma bronyei, me dofupa package no, ye ma akukọ broiler baako, layer baako, inkosia crate mienu, Niama chicken spices akaho. Ni nyina eye 450 Ghana cedis per. Me dofupa emo dey. Anasa open akesie mu so a ye wo akukọ bolobo package ne ma ho. Ye no, ye ma nkukọ broilers mienu, layers mienu, nkosua crate mienu. Niama chicken spices akaho. Ni nyina 800 Ghana cedis per. Akukọ bolobo. Nkukọ bebre. Eni yeso bebre. Ye no akire no, ye wo don sada package ma. Ye no ye ma musua eni nyumaku ahodo. Ye ma nkukọ broilers miensa, layers miensa, nkosua 3 crates. Ni ama chicken spices akaho. Ni nyina 1200 Ghana cedis per. We die order sisia na enjoy more. Na sa wo ye adwumaku na wo order ye package mu bia ye free delivery at the brow. Nemum enhyehyɛ kakra wo ho. Frekato Sagre Limited ewo 0558 376127 ana 0241 674268 and afi 020 331 5557. Bronyei choose Kato Sagre Limited. Kato Sagre Limited. Freshness you can trust.
Metro TV presents the Jollof Festival. Get ready for non-stop entertainment, vibrant vendor booths, and yes, free food for everyone. We're calling on all vendors, cooks, and food lovers from every corner in Accra to Metro TV. Step into the spotlight for a blazing friendly Jollof Showdown. 5 embassies, 5 flavors, 1 crown. Who takes the Jollof crown? Ghana, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, and Sierra Leone represented. All you need to do is to make your way to the premises of Metro TV, Dr. Isa Street, Northridge, Accra on Saturday, 20th December 2025 for free jollof. It is totally free and open to the public. Guys, you don't want to miss out on the best jollof of the day. The Jollof Festival. Don't miss the heat.
Bonjour, c'est ABC from Sénégal. Je représenterai le Sénégal au festival Jollof Festival qui sera le 20 décembre 2025 au Metro TV. Donc j'invite tous les francophones, tous les Sénégalais, tous les francophones de venir manger. I will be at the Ghana Jollof Festival, who will be at 20th December. So I'm inviting all the francophones, all the Senegalese to come and eat and enjoy Ghana food as well as Senegal dishes.
Hello, Kabo. Good day, my people. My name is Mariam Khalil. I am here to represent Sierra Leone for the Jollof competition in Ghana made by Metro TV. I am inviting you guys to come and join us on the 20th of December to come and celebrate this big festival. It's for the whole of West Africa. Come and enjoy Salon Jollof. Come and have the taste of Salon Jollof. It's the best. You can eat Salon Jollof. You can enjoy Salon Jollof. Come to Metro TV, 20th of December. So let's come and start our Christmas. Me Fambulem, me Salon Fambulem, they are on can join and can celebrate this Jollof festival. Metro TV is the best.
Assalamu alaikum mutanen Ghana gaba daya ina gayyatan ku zuwa Metro TV Jollof Festival on the 20th of December 2025. Ku zo ku ci jollof free, jollof in Senegal ne na Togo ne na Nigeria ne. Ku zo ku ci, ka ku baya bar ku baya. Ku zo.
Nonyo, fufunyo, fumeto, chichonya ganda likeme jima gbonami. Yo nyanibe mi azaduge la fia on the 20th pikenye memeda ike gbona. Enya mi afe Jollof Festival. Yeah, nanye bede. Anyani ikenya Jollof day. I can accommodate kokore atadiame plan laka onya koklon lao nyi lao gbon lao ye gbojidi ye ha edu kakao vavage ikenya Nigeria Senegal edu kan menya va na va dun lafia ela bena ma uklomi ga klomi gbe efene mi akata.
Hello good people, I'm Michael Kofiodro, host of Metro Sports and Inside Pages here on Metro TV. I'm taking the opportunity to invite you for our biggest Jollof festival. It's the Metro TV Jollof Festival, come 20th of December. It's a Saturday morning. We're all gathering here. And I'm inviting you not just for the program, but to my Jollof stand. Yes, I already have my stands booked. I'm going to prepare the most delicious Jollof on the day. Just come. It's free food. Remember, free food today. Oh.
Metro TV presents the Jollof Festival. Get ready for non-stop entertainment, vibrant vendor booths, and yes, free food for everyone. We're calling on all vendors, cooks, and food lovers from every corner in Accra to Metro TV. Step into the spotlight for a blazing friendly Jollof showdown. 5 embassies, 5 flavors, 1 crown. Who takes the Jollof crown? Ghana, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, and Sierra Leone represented. All you need to do is to make your way to the premises of Metro TV, Dr. Isa Street, Northridge, Accra on Saturday, 20th December 2025 for free Jollof. It is totally free and open to the public. Guys, you don't want to miss out on the best Jollof of the day. The Jollof Festival. Don't miss the heat.
Right, welcome back from the break. This is Good Afternoon Ghana on Metro TV. My name is Desmond Okrekudan. So we have a couple of conversations that we'll be having before we wrap up at 2 p.m. And joining me in studio, I have the Deputy General Secretary for the New Patriotic Party, Haruna Mohammed. He's here with me, and also Honorable Atta Isa is MP for Segnarigu and also on the Select Committee of Finance in Parliament. So they've joined me in here. And we'll be touching on a number of issues. That includes the Bandai parliamentary rerun issue after what happened yesterday. I will touch on Boko also with a response from government, and then we'll look at other things that includes the economy. Right, so stay with us. You can definitely share your thoughts with us. The number will be put on the screen, and you can join us live on then also on 94.1 FM on your radio. You can join us on there. Gentlemen, welcome to the program. Good afternoon, Haruna. It's been a while you came here.
Yeah, it's been a while.
We've been doing Zoom conversations, yeah, because you've been busy.
I've been engaging myself in for farming activities for some time because this is harvesting.
Okay.
And I've been in the north a couple of times. From here, maybe it won't take me long. I'll be going back to the north to continue with harvesting of some of my crops in terms of thrashing.
Oh,
and
wow.
Soya.
It's good to hear these coming from leaders like you, so that it could encourage a lot of us to get into it also. I'll definitely get into it one of these days. Honorable Ataisa is also here. It's been a while. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. But it's not been a while. I've been here recently.
Oh, recent? Okay.
He is busy with...
he's busy doing...
Dr. Baome's bid. So he's busy. So we are always around.
Right. A lot has been happening in Parliament, and over the past few weeks, it's been about the Bandai issue. But quickly, I want you to touch on the Boko situation. Yesterday, the Asantehene presented the report. The government has released a statement just this afternoon, as I've read, that they endorse the report. And there's actually a fund that is called the Boko Revitalization Fund, 1 billion cedis to help bring back Boko onto its feet. Your thoughts on that quickly?
Well, let me say that it has taken us too long to bring finality to the issue. And myself, in the past, my tribe was also be dealing with similar situation, and we saw the impact it had on the growth and development of Dagbon. And it took the same Otunfo to lead such mediation that brought some finality to the Dagbon issue. And since then, the only thing we can say that Dagbon is progressing faster than we even anticipated, and there's some level of unity among all stakeholders. So what happened yesterday was a welcoming news for me to see our brothers and sisters from Boku and East Environs having to work together once again. And there's a saying that together we stand, divided we fall. So for me, I like in fact, when Otunfo was presenting the report to the president, one key thing that he said that caught my attention was the fact that this is a work of a mediation and not an arbitration. In situations of war and conflict, when you are trying to resolve such problems, you don't declare victors and you don't declare losers. If we proceed with that notion, then we can easily bring ourselves together. A conflict in Boku invariably means a conflict in Dagbon, because we have that history. So we, from Dagbon, was always praying that may God give us divine interventions and wisdom so that we'll be able to deal with this prolonged century. In fact, virtually it's getting to a century confusion. So I pray that what we saw yesterday is indeed the finality of the matter.
Okay.
I don't want a revisit of such a chapter again in our lives. And I pray that this outcome is respected by both stakeholders. And I'm also using this medium to caution communicators. Sometimes what leads to civil war in many democracies is speech. So how do we proceed such that commentary on the report does not degenerate into further confusion?
Right.
On that note, I will say that well done to the committee that was led by Otunfo, and I will salute Nairi for the counsel, the wisdom that he has, and the Boku people, the Kusasi people too. I also commend them for agreeing to come to the negotiation table. And I believe that this is indeed the finality of the matter.
Right. That's definitely what we want to see. So Honorable, touching quickly on Boko. Now let's get into the Bandai conversation. As I mentioned, and as you all know, the EC had released a statement that it was going to hold elections later this month for the Bandai parliamentary seat after the decision by the Tamale High Court. Now, yesterday, the Supreme Court says that, or ruled that all activities related to the proposed Pandai parliamentary election by the EC be put at a halt because there are other things that need to be looked at in that regard. And Haruna Mohammed is here. I'm sure for yourself and for the party NPP, you were really awaiting this ruling from the Supreme Court.
Thank you very much. I would like to say good afternoon to my colleague, the Honorable Ataisa.
Right.
I reside in his constituency in Tamale, but I'm not from Tamale. I'm a proud son of Yelzole from Zabzogu, and very proud of that. I also want to take the opportunity to say good afternoon to your cherished viewers and yourself. Yesterday, we were in the Supreme Court. I was present, myself personally, representing the General Secretary of the party, Lawyer Justin Kodia Frimpong. I've been a very keen follower of the court case in Pandai. And last week, Monday, I was with the General Secretary in Pandai to bring the constituents up to speed, the processes that the party has initiated and the court actions that we have put in place and the decisions that has been taken by the National Executive Committee. Because we had a NEC meeting. After the NEC meeting, we took the decision to go to Pandai to brief them on the happenings and the court processes that has been served. Then I remain in Tamale to attend to the court when we moved the motion for the stay of execution before the Tamale High Court, before the same judge on the 10th of December. It was something that was very instrumental to the entire legal tussle in Pandai. We moved the motion, and our lawyers, headed by lawyer Gary Nimaku Mafu, stood on his feet to present our case for 2 good hours, made all the necessary legal argument to support the case why there should be a stay of execution. So the judge in Tamale will be passing a judgment on that tomorrow, and that will be 18th of December. That will be tomorrow. We also file an appeal at the appeals court in respect of the decision of the High Court of the 24th of November in Tamale. We also saw a defect in terms of the procedure and arrangement in the submission of election petition, and we filed at the Supreme Court for them to quash the decision of the High Court by way of certiorari. And yesterday we went in, and this matter was heard by the Supreme Court. It was very critical for everybody to know that the Supreme Court, in serving the candidate for the NDC, became very difficult. He was dodging service. He was confronted at the Chief Palace to be served, and he had to dodge the service. Also in his house, the bailiff had gone in, they had prevented them from serving him, and we reported back to court yesterday why we are unable to get him served. So the court asked few questions where our legal counsel provided answers to them, and the court saw the need based on the application for a substituted service and granted 5 places of service, one including the WhatsApp number, which was active and tested in the courtroom at the Supreme Court, and it was said to be an active number. Then also to post that service on the Supreme Court notice board, and also to post it on the notice board of the High Court in Tamale, and also to post it on the court premises in Pandai, and again to post it at his gate entrance in Pandai, of which address is provided and known to the court as he submits his petition to the High Court in Tamale.
So it means there's no way
so there's
he
no
can
way.
say now that...
Yes, the Supreme Court was very instructive that after 7 days of all this is done, he is deemed to have been served. And on the 13th of January, we would come back to the court for adjudication. Again, what we filed as a supplementary affidavit was to suspend the arrangements and preparations for elections on the 30th, which we saw that is going to have an effect on the outcome of the court case, which the Supreme Court unanimously suspended all the processes and cautioned the Electoral Commission to desist from continuing with such an exercise, and should they be doing something untoward against the decision of the court, they will be citing them for contempt. These were the exact words of the Supreme Court. And I was very confident before we went, because I have said that the laws of Ghana must work. We must be very careful as the way we turn our judicial system. We should not be looking at the animal farm system. We should not be looking at citing and using autocratic leaders such as Idi Amin. We should not have a judgment in the morning and have a judgment in the afternoon with respect to the same matter. We should be very careful and make sure that we protect the sanctity of our democracy. So I would have been very surprised to see that some of these matters will be overlooked by the Supreme Court of Ghana. So we wait to hear what happens on the 13th of January. Of January 2026. Which the Supreme Court itself on the 11th of January, 11th of June, had passed a judgment in a civil matter which involved the late Akwatia MP and the state, which was of the same matter and same content relative to the Gazette notification and the date of Gazette for parliamentary elections.
Yeah, you talk about the actual election petition that was submitted. You mentioned that.
Yes.
Yeah, what were the things that you found in there that you feel did not follow due process?
Yes, there is one primary law that governs elections in Ghana, which is CI 127. This is it. This is the primary law that governs elections in Ghana. After elections have completed per the arrangement of this particular CI 127, there is a window of how you are supposed to submit your petitions to when you have grievances or you have difficulties in terms of how the results have been submitted. And this is also laid down with the number of days that is given in PNDC Law 284, specifically in Section 18(1)(3). It is 1-2. It is indicated that it is 21 days that you have to take after the Gazette notification. And the NDC first filed their petition on the 23rd of December, which was before time. By then, Gazette notification was not done. When that was challenged in court, they had to withdraw their earlier petition on 23rd of December. And when the Gazette was done on 24th of December, they could not file on time and had to file out of time, which they filed on the 25th of January and paid their security costs on the 27th of January.
Okay.
So way ahead of what the timelines has been given in PNDC Law 284. So in our wisdom, after this has been brought to the attention of the judge, perhaps for lack of exposition or knowledge or getting better particulars on the matter, the judge could not rule on that internally and continue to have that particular motion or that particular petition being heard. Okay. So it is proper for us to go to the Supreme Court, and it has precedence. You know, Supreme Court, they uses the law and use precedence. So when we had the same issue in Akwatia, we were using the 6th January notification, and the NDC applied to the court to get or ascertain the valid Gazette notification. Okay. And the court ruled that the only valid Gazette notification is this one. And it was clearly indicated that the Gazette notification that is valid is the one with number 28234. And that without any other evidence from the Ghana Publishing Company, that is the Assembly Press, that is the only thing. And the EC also provided that. And they were very specific by majority decision in page 7 of the judgment on the 11th of June that the 24th of December Gazette notification is the right Gazette notification. And we provided and proof to them the payment or purchase order from the Ghana Gazette. And this is a document that is filed in the Supreme Court, where the Supreme Court has made a pronouncement on that.
Right. So I just wanted to understand the whole procedure as you mentioned. Let me bring you in. This really must be the reason why a lot of people questioned, or the NPP was questioning, the move by the clerk of the House. And then the EC releasing that statement that we're going to have the election when there were still issues that had to be sorted out in court. Your take on this, and how is this going to affect the Honourable Member of Parliament in the House?
All right, so let me take it this way.
Right.
For me, this is a victory for rule of law in Ghana. It's a victory for democracy. And the respect for state institutions, or the level of interference in state institutions, must be condemned at all levels. So for me, if the judiciary has the independence to assert its own authority and give guidance, well, that is the last pillar standing in our democracy. Because if you look at the executive, it is partisan. Legislature is also partisan. The only arm of government that still holds these two pillars together is the judiciary. So for me, any outcome from a court process is welcome for me. And I think that we all must respect the outcome of the Supreme Court. I will not talk more on the substantive issue, because the substantive issue is yet to be dealt with.
Okay.
So because of that, I will restrain myself as to what led us to court, the court in the first place at the Tamale High Court. I won't go there, because that is a subject matter in our court
Still
process.
in court, yeah.
Now, the good thing about this judgment is that it will reinforce the public perception that, you know, if you look at the CDD report in 2024, judiciary was number 4 in terms of public perception on its independence. People believe that judgments were procured. So if we are getting judgments like this, it will change the public perception that you don't necessarily need to get favorable judgments in a regime that empanels the Chief Justice and the other justices of the Superior Courts. So for me, that is a welcoming news. The second issue too is that we must not lose sight of our history. Look, Sina Harrow is here. We had always raised issues. He made mention that judgments in the morning, changing judgments in the evening. In fact, at the time in 2024, we had a Supreme Court empaneling its membership within 6 hours. This is the unprecedented level of speed that we have ever seen empaneling of cases. The second thing was that people could predict judgments. And one of the things that threatens democracy is predictability in the judiciary.
Right.
People were able to guarantee certainty, the direction in which the Superior Court of Adjudicature will take. We saw all those things in the country. So this is not a victory for anybody, but a victory for democracy. So now, yes, MPP took the matter to the Supreme Court and also the Court of Appeal.
Yes.
On different subjects.
Yes, on different cases, yeah.
Which is very nice. However, the Clerk of Parliament did not do anything illegal.
He didn't do anything illegal?
Nothing of that sort. They apply for a stay. The law provides a 7-day stay. After the 7-day stay, there are settled cases, where the judgment, in fact, if you look at Kulendi and even Databa, they made it categorically clear that a stay of execution does not necessarily mean stay until the court will make an express order. Okay. This is the level of express order we were looking for from the Court of Appeal. Because if Clerk to Parliament is notified by the court decision that came from Tamale,
right,
the clerk is notified. The clerk is only a conveyor belt of the authority of the Speaker.
So he's to just get the message and then
to
continue
the Electoral
with
Commission.
Okay.
And the Electoral Commission also acting on the letter from Parliament is also not unconstitutional. Because I'm saying that the statutory requirement in that stay was 7 days. After that, that stay until the matter is determined is already determined in other previous cases where the Supreme Court, in fact, I'll give you a classical example. When the e-levy was introduced, you remember we took the matter to court about the e-levy. Government still implemented the e-levy, even though the judgment from the court had not come. If we don't treat these issues cautiously, we may end up abusing the court processes.
And that's where questions about precedents have come in And whether it's about a thing of the law, or I remember last we were talking about morality.
So
in this case,
that is what I'm saying. That
right.
There are certain cases where the Supreme Court justices have said that stay of execution does not necessarily mean stay until the matter is determined, unless there is an express order by the state. They will make that order that subject to the execution of this judgment, nothing should proceed again. That is the type of judgment they gave yesterday, suspending all activities of the Electoral Commission.
Right.
If not, anybody can take any matter to court and ask for stay. That is why we are saying that this is a victory and also a guide. But we should not say that either Parliament or the Electoral Commission did anything unconstitutional. Yes, my senior brother talked about MPP. They went to the Pandai constituency to explain, to give them an update as to what the party has done. I beg to differ. I was also in Pandai.
You beg to differ on what?
On the point that they were rather explaining the stages or the steps they have taken to reverse the decision of the High Court. What they were rather doing in Pandai was actively campaigning.
They were campaigning
against the 30th December election.
Oh, but that was what Richard Ayagba
told me.
I was there.
I was there.
No, please let's wrap up.
I saw what happened. I'm telling you, they were campaigning. They were campaigning against the 30th December because they were not sure. He is sitting here telling us that he was so sure that the judgment will go in their way. And I'm saying that they were not sure because we met them on the road. And we saw them campaigning against the 30th December election. So if suddenly this matter has...
Well, it's a two-way thing. The ruling could go in your favor or not.
Exactly. So let's get it right.
If they're campaigning, I don't think it's...
No. It's because he suggested to the effect that what they actually went to Pandai to do was to explain the legal steps that the party has taken. And I'm saying that, apart from that, they were actively campaigning against the 30th December election.
Haruna, did you campaign in Pandai?
I saw it. I can share videos with you. I saw it.
No, I want him to answer.
Before I continue, right?
Were you campaigning?
No. Let me tell you this. We went to Pandai on Monday, last week Monday. So, and last week Monday, we'll give you, that was 8th of
8th December.
Yes, 8th December. I went there with the General Secretary and Honorable Martin Yindam and the regional party. That part of it is the regional chairman, the regional organizer, the regional treasurer, and 8th of December.
Okay.
8th of December. I just want you to take note of the date. We went to Pandai on the 8th of December. And the Electoral Commission released and gave 30th on the 10th of December.
Yes. So that was on Wednesday.
There was non-existent of a 30th December election when we were in Pandai.
Okay.
So obviously, my brother.
No, I think my brother. No. That's
so you've not been there.
I'm telling him that
then?
the MPP came to Pandai constituency over the weekend. We were there.
Just this weekend.
Just this weekend.
I am telling you.
And they were actively campaigning.
I am telling you the date we went to Pandai.
No, but he said he saw.
I saw the MPP. I said that once.
MPP is not a human being.
Okay, but which persons did you see?
It's a corporate body.
The regional executives, the parliament, in fact, the disposed MP. We're all seen there. We met them on the road.
And they told you they were campaigning.
I said I have videos. I will share with you.
Me, I said we went to explain the party.
You went to explain the processes so far to the people.
I lied that we did not. We went to campaign.
I said aside.
I proved to you that the general secretary, myself, and the team,
we
went to Pandai on the 8th of December, right? And then when we went there on the 8th of December, Electoral Commission had not given any 30th deadline, timeline for elections. So that tells you that we never went there for campaign.
But that
is a fact. That should be established.
You are just an individual.
I saw the original executive.
Oh, please. Us going there.
Okay.
And
so you saying that he didn't go there to campaign.
I only said, listen to the statement I made.
You can retract it and use it on somebody else. But for us, we went there.
You didn't go there to campaign.
We went on the 8th to explain to them.
Okay. Look, if you had listened to me, I'm not sure we would have been doing this. I said, the MPP did not only go to Pandai to explain the steps the party has taken.
They were campaigning.
They were actively campaigning on the grounds against the 30th. And I'm saying that I saw it myself. MPP regional executives and the disposed MP. I was with them. So this substantive matter on this case is yet to be determined.
Right.
So let's not put it in the public that what has happened means the election will not go on by the Electoral Commission. It can still happen after the substantive matter is dealt with. We'll go back to the by-election.
Okay.
And for me, based on what we saw in Kandai is poised for green. They are poised to join the research agenda, and nothing will change that.
Okay.
If it is established based on what the High Court in Tamale ruled and the judgment that came from the High Court from Tamale, if it is upheld, I can tell you that Honorable Nsala will win Kandai's seat for the
Okay.
NDC.
I want to ask Haruna if whatever the ruling will be from the court, would you be contesting for a rerun?
First, I want to stress once again, we did not go to Pandai to campaign. We went there to brief them and bring them up to speed. We went there on the 8th of December and on the 10th of December. In the evening of 10th of December, that is after our application for stay was heard in the High Court in Tamale, the Electoral Commission released that they are certain 30th. So that point is made.
Right.
And in that discussion, the regional party spoke. The regional chairman spoke. There are videos. You can see it on a day and you think that it happened on a very day that you are seeing it. So I have proved to you, you can check your reporters, you can check with them. And on the 10th, I was at the High Court to sit with the lawyers and to put our case through. In terms of the outcome of the court, we will wait to announce what we would have to do after the court judgment.
Okay.
But certainly, put it on record that whichever way the court case goes, we'll definitely go and take what belongs to us. So it's not a matter of
So it
us
mean you
saying,
contest.
I am telling you that whichever will definitely go and take what belongs to us and mark it.
We had Musa Dankwa here a few days ago putting Matthew Nyendam ahead with 50%. Is that one that you would hold on to as a party?
No, it's not something that we won the elections by 3,700 plus. But that's the gap we won the elections.
But
But
that is even why the issue is in court.
Exactly. The issue is in court with even they themselves, the case they sent to court was 41. And they are talking about difference of 500. Even if you take 500 from 3,700, they will still be trailing.
That is
But now the court says
matter.
that, you should do not just the 41, but
that's why we
everything.
told you that even the judgment, if we are to even tackle the judgment here, I will
Alone.
tell you and prove to you that there are two key points in the judgment that was delivered. That are 155 pages of statement that the judge had made.
What were they?
They were centered on two. One, that if they are to ask them to go and recollate, then because they have destroyed the boxes, they cannot. If you read the CI 127, specific regulations, 48, you don't go back for ballot boxes for recollation. You go back for the pink sheets. The pink sheets are not put into the ballot boxes. Okay?
Okay.
Secondly, he says that because they were not present in the coalition, the NDC people were not there. It means that their absence affected the law. And I prove to you, this is CI 127. This is the law. Go to regulation 48. 48.2. The non-attendance of the candidates or the polling agent or counting agents of the candidate at the time and place shall not invalidate the act being done.
Okay.
So their absence. I have been in court on this particular matter.
Can I say something?
I have been in
No,
court.
he's just wrapping up. He's just wrapping up.
It was even in my time that he spoke.
I have been.
So
I have
can
been
he
in
wrap
court.
up so that he can continue
Yes,
with this
I have
point?
been in court on this matter in Zabzugu on two separate occasions, and the court has made pronouncement in Tamale. So I'm very surprised that the judge in Tamale will rely on those two flimsy
when he
issues
quoted
and
the
pass
CI
judgment.
127,
Yes.
he said the time and place. First of all, the challenge we had was the place was not communicated. So if you don't know the place, then the CI 127 is not breached. No, because they said a time and place. So your reading of so it means that one party in connivance with the Electoral Commission can choose a hidden place and go and do and declare their own results, as we saw in 2020 in Zabzugu. So what we are saying is that let's be consistent here. Prof says absence of police agents of the political party not being present. In fact, in 2012 petition, President Nana Akufo-Addo sought to annul close to 1 million votes of Ghanaians because polling station executives of his party or polling agents had not signed. Now, I hear you people peddle this falsehood always, that the total number of votes in the 41 polling stations was only 500. That is absolutely not true. In fact, a quick check with the Electoral Commission will tell you that 41 polling station ranges between about 100 to almost 759 voters. So even an averagely, when you grant 500 voters in a polling station, 41 of it can never come to 500. And if you are challenging the vote difference, no, let me provide this. If you are saying that the vote difference in those 41 polling stations is not up to 500, that would be erroneous because the entire 41 polling station result has been challenged, which will have direct impact. If not challenged, it will have a direct impact on who becomes the member of parliament from that constituency. Because 41 polling stations can overturn.
Because the difference is very minimum.
That is the type of analogy they are doing. We are raising our issues not only on the 41. If you look at the relief sought by the NDC, we're very clear. These were samples of the challenges that we have. And we saw that the entire constituency elections must be annulled and order a rerun. And which is what the court upheld. So, like I said, I won't go much into the substance of the matters we took to court. It is now before the judiciary. And I believe that MPP, NDC will all accept the verdict of the Superior Court. Normally, that is the problem. Today, we are rejoicing that it is in the favor of the MPP. Tomorrow, this same Supreme Court can give a judgment and they will run back to their party office and do a press conference and say, hey, President Mahama brought the Supreme Court to do ABCD. So let's be consistent. If today the judgment is in the favor of the MPP, tomorrow if it is against the MPP, they must still have confidence in the judiciary.
For me, what Haruna says is that no matter the outcome of the ruling, they are winning.